Thank you. Thank you for coming out today. We are the Youth Jazz Ensemble of DuPage. Robert Blazek, director, and we are so pleased to be here for what was supposed to be a spring concert, but we could have changed the title easily to winter concert. And we've got a great show for you today. We thank everyone here at Emmanuel, Pastor Tiemann and the rest of the staff for allowing us to be here and to bring this great music to you. So we hope you enjoy it. I have to share with you that this is a great group. We meet once a week on Monday evenings, and they are kind of all-stars from the DuPage County area high schools. We have about 15 different high schools represented. Today, maybe 14 and a half, because our lead trumpet player, Kellen Hannes, who is a great player, was the all-state lead soloist trumpet player in the combo, came down with strep throat. Yeah, and I got the call about 12 o'clock and real quickly contacted our guest artist, Mr. Bob Lark, and we both called frantically other people, and we are so pleased to have with us today, sitting in the trumpet section. You can see he looks like maybe he's in college rather than high school. This is Tim Bales, and Tim... Amongst other things, is the trumpeter in a group you might have heard of called the Ides of March. You know, vehicle, all Rocky, or not Rocky, Eye of the Tiger, right, same kind of Rocky. But so anyway, thank you for being with us, Tim. We appreciate your presence here today. So that's our opening theme song. Basically, it was written by Sammy Nestico. He was a writer for the Count Basie Band, did a lot of their arrangements, and he kind of took the next chart that we're doing here, entitled Blue Samuel. But it was actually at once called Blue Daniel. It's a jazz waltz written by trombonist Frank Rosolino. Sammy Nestico took the 3/4 waltz and arranged it in 4/4 time, calling it Blue Samuel. We feature, after his name, of course, we feature Jordan Bennett on alto sax, Gage Quinn on tenor sax, Anakin Day on tenor sax, Sam Taylor on bari, Frankie Novak on guitar, and Michael Korenchin on piano. This is Blue Samuel. That's Anakin Day on tenor sax. Thank you. Nice job, Sam. Michael on piano. Yeah. So again, we had Frankie on guitar, Michael on piano, Gage on tenor, Anakin on tenor, Sam on bari, and Jordan on alto. Very good. So before I got that phone call about the lead trumpet player not being here today, being sick, my hair was a completely different color. It was gray, and now it's white. You too. Yeah, thank you. All right. Next is a great old classic from the Count Basie book, basically. It's entitled Too Close for Comfort, written in 1956 for the musical Mr. Wonderful, starring Sammy Davis Jr. Today's version is arranged by Bill Holman and recorded by the Count Basie Orchestra. The album Told You So. Solos are again by Gage Quinn and Sam Taylor. This is Too Close for Comfort. Thank you. Gage Quinn, tenor sax. Yeah, fantastic. Sam Taylor on Barry. All right. Let's Fall in Love, written in 1933 by Harold Arlen and Ted Koehler. Today, we feature Emmanuel's very own Dana Robinson as our vocalist. Dana?
Fall in love, why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are made for it, let's take a chance, why be afraid of it? Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Little we know of it, still we can try to make a go of it. We have been meant for each other, to be or not to be, let our hearts discover. Let's fall in love, why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it, why were we young? Let's fall in love. For each other, to be, let our hearts discover. Let's fall in love, why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Let's fall in love, sweet love. We'll make the world forget Romeo and Juliet. So come on, gay, let's dance. Let's fall in love, sweet love. In love, sweet love. In love. Let's fall in love.
I'm sorry, maybe I'll just keep the mic on the whole time as long as we think the battery is good. Is that all right, Jack? Awesome. Again, Miss Dana Robinson. Thank you. We just went through that song with her, just maybe some of you even heard it as you were kind of taking your seats. So fantastic job just going through it one time. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's give a hand also, before I forget, to the man in the back of the room there that gave of his time to give us a lot of sound checks and that this afternoon. So Mr. Jack Weiss in the back corner. Thank you, Jack. Excellent. John as well, thank you back there for running recording. We appreciate that. All right. Next, we get just a little tease of our guest artist here. Written in 1918, After You're Gone, by Henry Kramer and Turner Layton. Recorded by Louis Armstrong, Bing Crosby, and just about every other jazz great since. Our version today, arranged by Mark Taylor, is a bit different from the norm, as it is not as an upbeat version as we've really other times have heard, but rather a ballad. This gives us a sneak peek, as I said, at our guest artist, Mr. Bob Lark. Bob has been on the jazz faculty at DePaul University since the Civil War. Thank you. That was the college student in the back making that comment, by the way. So, since 1990, all right. Bob was fortunate to study from trumpet legend Clark Terry. Here is just a sample of what lies ahead for you on the second half. Mr. Bob Lark.
Boy, they're going to be disappointed. That's right. All right. It's true. I did have brown hair back then. Actually, we've known each other since we had.
Since we both had brown hair, yeah, exactly.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
You're looking at your future. All right.
All right, here we go. this would be the one, but don't start it yet. Okay? Okay, so, before his compositions were rediscovered, J.S. Bach was known not only as just a composer, but as a jazz musician, and one of the most foremost improvisers of his time. That's right, J.S. Bach was a jazzer. It's true. What is known about J.S. Bach's improvisational techniques? Well, at that time, improvisation was a common practice. He would probably improvise pretty much the same kind of stuff that he wrote on paper, only that perhaps without the formal strictness and complexity of the written works. In fact, many works, or parts of works, written by Bach may come from improvisations that he later wrote down and elaborated. We're going to take just a little time, about a minute and 14 seconds, to listen to the original J.S. Bach version of Symphonia No. 3 on piano. Sounds like jazz, right? Now it will.
Okay, so just as a refresher, Stefan takes it.
Bob Lark. Bob Lark. Thank you. All righty. Okay, it's amazing how fast the set goes. We're on to our last one of the first half. You're supposed to go. Yeah, thank you. That's all right. But we'll be back for more. All right, then, did you groan after that? Wait a minute now. A tough crowd, guys. Okay, You Gotta Try Harder by Sammy Nestico, who also arranged or wrote the first two that we played. This swing cooker is a perfect way to close our first set and take you into the intermission. Written and played by the Count Basie Orchestra, it was also covered by the Buddy Rich Band featuring trombonist Bill Watrous. But before we start that, we're going to do a little selfish plea on our part for your support of our June recording project. We have a GoFundMe page established and have raised to this date $680. If you would like to support our cause and make this a little bit more of a reality, it's roughly around $2,000 to go into the studio with Mr. Lark and let that happen. You can look at the back of your program and take a picture of that QR code, and it'll take you right to our GoFundMe page. And if you want to do something there and give a donation, it would be most appreciated. Okay, enough said about that. Soloing on this chart, Michael Korenchin on piano, Jordan Bennett on alto sax, and Gage Quinn on tenor. Did I forget anyone? No. Sherry, we having cookies after or in between?
Oh, let's do it in between.
In between, so you can get some cookies in between and some water. All right, very good. You gotta try harder.
Drums, 2, 3.
Michael on piano, yeah. Jordan Bennett. Gage Quinn. Mr. Gage Quinn. Thank you. So let's take about 15 minutes to get refreshed and get started after that. Enjoy your fellowship time. See you back in 15. right, I've got to find my wonderful notes. Lights, camera. Well, welcome back. Refreshed? Awesome. Start the second act with a piece entitled Stompin' at the Savoy. It's a 1934 jazz standard composed by Edgar Sampson. It's named after the famed Harlem dance night spot, the Savoy Ballroom in New York City. Made popular by Benny Goodman, this Bill Holman arrangement was written for the Stan Kenton Orchestra. We feature Frankie Novak on guitar, Jimmy Sikarsky on piano, Ryan Kasta on trumpet, Gage Quinn tenor sax, and our college student, Mr. Tim, on trumpet. This is Stompin' at the Savoy. Saxes, both times. On the bridge, 2. Jimmy Sikarsky and Frankie Novak. Ryan Kazda. That was Gage Quinn. Mr. Tim Bales. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. At this time, I would like, and we don't really have that many of them, but we'd like to just recognize our seniors and have our seniors come on forward up here. Watch your instruments. Watch Mr. Lark's instruments. And just come on up forward here and just kind of get in a straight line across here. Okay, keep coming this way. There we go. Watch those horns. There you go. All right, excellent. And we're just going to have them introduce themselves and let you tell them what you think of doing next year, where you're going to school, if you've committed already, and what you're going to study. Okay, here we go. This is Jordan Bennett.
Hey, my name is Jordan Bennett. I'm a senior at Hampshire High School currently, and my plan for next year is to hopefully do jazz studies at Elmhurst College.
Hi, I'm Zach Wilder. I'm a senior at Larkin High School, and next year I'll be going to Indiana University to study clarinet performance.
All right.
And half three in those first two because they study privately for me.
All right, my name is Matt Alder, and I'm a senior at Hinsdale Central High School, and I'm going to University of Wisconsin Stout to study graphic communications and business.
Hi there, my name is Frankie Novak. I'm a senior at Naperville Central High School. I am going to study jazz guitar at Northern Illinois University.
My name is Jackson Teeter, and next year, I'm a senior at Larkin High School, and next year I'm going to be hopefully double majoring in trumpet performance and jazz studies at U of I in Urbana-Champaign.
My name is Graham Layton. I'm a senior at Glenbard East High School, and next year I'm going to be double majoring in percussion and voice music education at the University of Minnesota Duluth.
Hi, my name is Michael Karanchin. I'm a senior at Lyons Township High School, and next year I will be at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign studying computer science.
Send a postcard.
Yes, send postcards. Right, I want you to write me once a week. And I forgot to announce, but I know that there's one dad out there that's an amazing photographer. If any of you have taken some great pictures and you want to email them to me, you can do that through YJED or here at the church. I'll give you a couple emails. It's Blazek, BRYZEK @att.net, or here at the church, rblazek @Emmanuel with an ICL.org, and we'd be happy to get those posted on our site and maybe use them for the CD recording. All right, Never Know Lament, originally titled Foxy. This Johnny Hodges lick, he was a saxophone player in the Duke Ellington Band, appropriated by Duke, was recorded in 1940 and released as Never Know Lament. In 1943, lyrics were added and it became known as Don't Get Around Much Anymore. In a role of Johnny Hodges is Stefan Lost on alto saxophone, and we also have Nathan Whitecheck on trombone and Tim Bales on trumpet. Surprise, surprise. Never Know Lament.
One, two, three, four.
Little crescendo sax, saxophone grow. There you Stefan Lost. Mr. Tim Bales. Nathan Wycheck. All right, Another Life, written in 2002 by jazz guitarist Pat Metheny. Another Life features our guest artist, Bob Lark. Bob Lark is recognized regionally, nationally, and internationally as a contemporary jazz educator and performer of integrity. His approach to pedagogy and rehearsal techniques have been noted by participation in professional conferences, publications of articles, compact disc recordings, which are on sale in the back for only $5. I got that plug in. Okay, very good. Okay. As both performer and ensemble director, the direction of numerous student honors ensembles. Downbeat Magazine, which is our great big jazz magazine that many of us subscribe to, recognized Bob's work in 2010 with their 2010 Jazz Education Achievement Award. In 2013, DePaul University honored Bob Lark as an ambassador for the DePaul Distinctions Campaign. He serves as professor of jazz studies at DePaul University in Chicago, where he directs the University Jazz Ensemble and the Phil Woods Ensemble, teaches jazz trumpet, and courses in jazz pedagogy, jazz history, and style. Did I leave anything out?
No, it makes it sound like I do a lot.
We've got them fooled. Awesome. This is a very nice, beautiful, pretty ballad, a very different kind of style, really, than anything else we've played today by this guitar player, Pat Metheny. It starts off in kind of this almost choir, chorale, churchy kind of sound, in a sense, in the brass section. And then it gets into a nice little Latin feel, and it goes in and out of that. So this is Another Life, Pat Metheny, featuring Bob Lark. Well, you needn't. This Thelonious Monk chart was written in 1944. The title was inspired by jazz singer Charles Beeman. Monk wrote a song and told Beeman he was going to name it after him, to which Beeman replied, "Well, you need not." That's what I found on the internet. Soloing on this chart is Sam Taylor on Barry sax, and of course, our guest artist, Mr. Bob Lark. Well, you needn't. I'll send it to you. Okay. You good? All right, you want to start it on your own? Bob Lark. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, Sam Taylor. Stand up, Sam. It's another poor young man that studies from me. Yeah, bad news. Would you like to say anything?
Yes. Hey, how about a hand for this group, huh? Oh, come on, they're working hard for you. Come on. So, my recollection is this is the third time in the last 20 some years I've had the honor of being a guest with this fine group. And one of the pleasures of being a teacher or a parent or an uncle, and someday grandparent maybe, so my wife hopes anyhow, me too, is watching people develop and in music and in life, families, etc. And I've had the pleasure of knowing several people from this band over the last quarter century that have gone on to university life, non-university life, careers in music, careers where they're paid their salary outside of music, but they're still musicians. And my point is to all of you fine gentlemen and lady, is that with this kind of talent and this kind of time you've put in to be this good, because this is, as Mr. Blazek said, an all-star band. In my opinion, it doesn't matter so much what you're going to do when you get out of high school. Your parents are going to want you to make a living, and believe it or not, you're going to want to make a living too. And you could do that in music. All of you could. But you're not going to be millionaires, okay? You may find your path, as my brother-in-law does. Look, my brother-in-law plays guitar very well. He plays piano very well. He owns a trumpet. And thank God he only has chops to play it 5 minutes a day. He also owns a saxophone, and there ought to be a law against that. He also owns an oboe, and we won't even go there. The point is, when he comes home from his job, he plays music, according to my sister, 20 minutes to an hour every day. His name is Dr. Jürgen Rohr. He's a research chemist. He takes chemotherapy drugs, mutates the genes of chemotherapy drugs. I didn't know you could do that. It makes those chemotherapy drugs and genes more selective to kill the bad guys and leave the good guys alone. So this guy is doing God's work, okay? But he's a musician at heart. He's also a below-average fisherman, and that's one of the hobbies we share. But I got to tell you, when I go to visit my sister and my family when they live in Kentucky, to watch him come home and practice, it's like he's happier than 3 pigs in mud. I mean, he's even older than we are at this point. My point is, he's got a song to sing, but he's making a living doing something else. So I don't, don't you want everybody to be a music major at DePaul? Yeah, that would be nice, but it's not the only path. And I will share this last thing with you. My wonderful niece, because I've said this to all my nieces, nephews, my 2 sons, one listened, one didn't. There's a shock. Bobby's, my oldest son, Bobby, who's 26, he scored perfect on the ACT. Let me say that again. He scored perfect on the ACT, so I don't think I'm the father. When you score perfect on the ACT, it's like being 7'6" and living on the farm in the middle of nowhere. Major college are going to find you and want to know if you can dribble a basketball or not, okay? So he decided at the end of his junior year to announce at breakfast that he was going to be a music major. This was a huge shock to Dad. And as I said to him, son, have you not been paying attention these last 17 years at breakfast? And what he said was, I love to play my horn, and he's a good trumpet player. He's not the world's greatest trumpet player, but he's a good trumpet player. He loves to teach, and I think he gets that mainly from his mom. My wife's an assistant principal. She taught special needs kids for 28 years before becoming an administrator. And he teaches at Rhodes School in River Grove, K through 8 building, and he loves it. And he's not making $1 million, trust me. But and if he wanted to, I bet he could, because he's a smart cookie. The other kid, Ryan, he played the saxophone, and that kid is sharp too. He also scored perfect on the ACT except for the English category, so he might be my son. I believe that he is. He stopped playing saxophone in college. Still takes it out every now and then. He works for the government now. He's part of a team that inspects our rivers and lakes to make sure there are not too many toxins, and hands the data over to the EPA. So point is, music's a part of his life. Music's a big part of Bobby's life. My niece, Nicola, and here, Tim's not surprised that I'm going on. He's taking a nap up there because he's seen this movie before. But I'm crazy at this point, so what have I got to lose? And you, yeah, go to the, he handed me the microphone, which should have been a clue, but I can't help but see, I thought there'd be 30 or 40 people here today. I didn't know there'd be such tremendous support in parents and extended families and friends here. And you're here in large part, not just because you like the music, you're mainly here for these folks up here, and because you give a dang. And that's a big deal. My niece, everything comes full circle here. So she goes to the University of Kentucky as a chemistry major because she's bright, because my sister and her father, the chemist, she calls me up. I was sharing this with somebody a little while ago. She comes and calls me up in the fall of her freshman year in tears. Now, when you have a teenage girl calling her uncle late at night, you don't, anyhow, I was thinking, here we go. Okay, is she pregnant? What is it? I don't know. That was Bob's first thought was, whoa, this isn't the Nicola I knew. She's in tears. What's wrong? She was a chemistry major. I miss playing my cello and piano several hours a day. And Uncle Bob, you always said when we came to visit, don't be a music major unless you can't imagine your life not being one. If you can imagine being a computer science major, an engineering major, and still coming home like your dad does and plays the piano and god awful trumpet every night, then there you go. You can still play in church, you can still play in a community jazz band or whatever. She says, no, I think I really want to play my instruments 5 to 8 hours a day. I said, well, then that's your answer. She goes, aren't you afraid to tell my dad and my mother? I said, look, I'm your uncle. If I say do this, you'll do the other. Same as one of my kids. I said, you're going to find your own path. You won't be rich. And now she's a kindergarten through high school orchestra director in suburban Lexington. She plays in a wonderful professional string trio that plays like every 2 months or so, because that's what's out there. They play a gig about every 2 months, and she's a wonderful pianist, and she's happy as can be. So the point is, you don't know what path you're going to take. She went into school being a chemistry major, became a music ed major. You don't know. So that got sidetracked, and yeah, there you go. Tim, who's a few years older than me, was a student of mine for how many years, Tim? How many years were you a student of mine? 9. It sounds like a line of John Belushi's from Animal House, but it be true. He's a very dear friend and colleague, and yes, he was once a student. He will be texting everybody he knows saying, you won't believe what Lark did this time. He went off for like 15 minutes. Yeah. Thank you very much. And how about a hand for Rob Blazek?
Thank you, sir. All righty. Well, that's all we've got. No, we have 2 more. The next one is entitled Outrageous Mother. Written in and I've got an early dinner date. Written in 1976 by trombonist Phil Wilson, this chart was written to honor the continuous support that his mother gave to him. Soloing on this piece, we have Jimmy Sikarsky on piano, Frankie Novak guitar, Bob Lark trumpet, Nathan Wycheck trombone, Anakin Day tenor saxophone, and in the place of Kellen Hannes, Tim Bales on trumpet. Oh no. Okay, so this was not rehearsed, so here we go. Outrageous Mother. It's a fun one. It actually is a tongue-in-cheek. It has, I don't know, about 30 different quotes of various jazz standards throughout it. You'll recognize some of them maybe. It depends on how we play it. All right, here we go. Outrageous Mother. Everybody know where you're soloing? I make this stuff up as I go Jimmy Sikarsky on piano. Yeah. All right, Frankie Novak. Take another chorus. Bob Lark. Nathan Wycheck. Yeah, nice job. Anakin Day. Tim Bales. Nathan Wycheck. Thank you. Outrageous mother. All right, you want to play in the band on this one? Back there? If there's room on the riser. All right, we just have one more for you tonight. Thank you. Boy, you know, if you have to beg for it, it's really not worth it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, well, it's been a pleasure to play for you here at Emmanuel. Thank you again to Pastor Tiemann and the rest of the staff here for allowing us to come. If you give any donations there for tonight's concert, we'll split that with Emmanuel and give our money back as a thank you for using the space. Also remember, if you have the opportunity to support this ensemble, to be able to record with the guy in the back with the, yeah, right, exactly. One of the old two guys back there, I'm not sure which one it is. Yeah, with Bob Lark in June. And you can do that by supporting us with the GoFundMe page. Again, that little QR code is on the back of the program. That'll take you right to it. We certainly appreciate whatever you can do for that to make that happen. Again, thank you to Jack Wine in the back. Yes. John, wherever you're at, you're here somewhere, I know. Thank you as well. Our last chart is an old Maynard Ferguson chart, written in 1971. I was not quite yet in high school, believe it or not, almost, and recorded on Maynard Ferguson's second album entitled MF2, Maynard Ferguson 2. This high-intensity rock jazz chart, will bring the house down. It features Matt Alder on trumpet, Ryan Kazda on trumpet, Stefan Lost on alto sax, Tim Bales then on trumpet. After the alto sax, Tim, did you get that? You're after the alto. Awesome, good. And then finally, Bob Lark on trumpet. Hang on to your seats. Thanks for coming. This is Give It One. Give it up. Yeah. All right. Hey. I got some polyphonics. All right. One, two, three. Alder. Brian Kazda. Stefan Lost. Tim Bales. Bob Lark. All right, thank you. Youth Jazz Ensemble DuPage, Bob Lark, Tim Bales. I think we want to take that one back to the studio and do another track on that one. One more time. Stand up, guys, gals. Youth Jazz Ensemble DuPage, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. Woo, our pleasure. Thank you. Mr. Bob Lark. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.